Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now I'm probably going to end up posting this on Monday. It's going to be an added video. It's not going to affect my usual Wednesday upload. I'm going to be recording that one later. But basically, I am sick and tired of hearing about Spygate, so I decided I was going to make a video on it. So basically Spygate, for anybody who isn't aware, is Marcelo Bielsa, the Leeds United manager, has sent people to go and spy on their training. Most football grounds, most training grounds are like open spaces, so you know anybody can go and watch. So he sent people to go and watch the training, and in my opinion, he's perfectly within his rights to do that. There is no law that says you can't do that. Yes, you have the charter that the Football League club signed, which the wording of it is very ambiguous. There's nothing in there that states you cannot spy. There's nothing in there that states that you cannot watch the opposition. And if anything, it's just like watching them play a match. Just it's training instead of a match. So what's the difference? Yeah, there's so for this video, I'm basically going to be giving my opinion and why I like. Clubs have apparently wrote a letter to the Football League, and they've said that they've supposedly said that they want point deduction. This is according to the Yorkshire Evening Post, but they actually haven't. They've asked for full disclosure of everything that happened, rather than wanting them to have points deducted. So the first club who did that was my club, Norwich. First club who actually admitted to being part of the letter as well. Millwall's now said that they've joined as well, and I think Blackburn, let's have a look. I'm on the Yorkshire Evening Post now. Yeah, Blackburn, Norwich, Millwall and Blackburn have signed the letter. Middlesbrough, Bristol City and Forest are also believed to be among the names, and it wouldn't surprise me if West Brom and Sheffield United are involved as well. There's 11, or 12 if you include Derby, of the clubs. So that's like basically half the league. More than half if you count, obviously, Derby would have been the initial complaints anyway. Now, in my opinion, the whole thing is ridiculous. As I've said before, there's no law broken, there's no rule saying anything, so why it's suddenly a thing, I have no idea. But apparently the letter doesn't actually mention any punishment, they just want to know what's happened, basically. And I see, for me that's fair enough. He apparently, someone came to Norwich's pre-season friendly against Crawley, which is behind closed doors. Now that I do think needs to be punished, but I don't think the club needs to be punished. I think Marcelo Bielsa needs to be warned not to do that, because also, if it's behind closed doors, we should have reported it straight away, rather than waiting until now before going like, well, actually this happened. Again, I don't really know the details of whether Norwich did make a complaint about that, or whether that was just something that got brought up. But also, another very interesting thing that's happened is the hashtag on Twitter, Welcome Norwich. Now basically all it is, I'm sure everybody remembers last year there was Liverpool versus Manchester City in the Champions League semi-final. The bus got absolutely ruined. Well, a lot of Leeds fans, or I say a lot, actually it's a complete minority. I've literally seen about 3 people doing it, but still 3 people is all it takes to get the ball rolling, really. Saying to give Norwich the same welcome as what Liverpool gave Manchester City. Now if that happens, Leeds fans, you are playing into the Football League's hands, because we all know, and bear in mind my dad's a Leeds fan, so I've paid particular attention to this, the Football League needs Leeds. The same way the Premier League needs Leeds, but the Premier League aren't responsible for anything here. Without having Leeds in the Football League loses money. Everybody knows that. It just lifts the standard, it just lifts the standard of the Football League, really. So if you do anything violent, yes, give us as hostile an atmosphere as you want. We don't really care. if you're going to be hostile, we'll just try and outsing you. That's all that, it's going to be a good game anyway. Top 2, that's going to be there. But for you to, if you do, and there has been a lot of Leeds fans calling out as well, Football League is going to just look for a reason to deduct you points. Everybody knows it. One of the main guys behind it has just tried to defend it. Never mind. But yeah, no. The football. So yeah, basically the Football League, they're looking for an excuse. They need to keep Leeds down in the Championship because it makes them money. Now they know if Leeds get promoted, it's bad for them. So if Leeds fans do what Liverpool fans did in the Champions League, then they know that they're gonna. It's just asking for it at this point. Rather than doing that, give us a hostile atmosphere, and we will just have a good match. That's all you need to do in this situation, in this particular scenario. All you need to do is just be hostile. You can go with your whistles. You can boo every time our players touch the ball. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but Norwich this season haven't really, no matter, even when the chips are down, we still go at it. So that would be perfectly fair. In that case, if anything, I reckon that might even play into our hands. I think the players would be more up for it if they're getting booed from the get-go. That's just going to play straight into our hands. That's fine. You do that. But also it will motivate your players as well, the fact that we've admitted that we were in it. But it's not like as a club or the fans are asking for point deduction. All the Norwich fans I've seen on here, apart from maybe 1 or 2, but you're going to get 1 or 2 at every club, has said no reason for punishment. So here's what I think needs to happen and what I think needs to be done from the Football League. Number 1, they can't punish Leeds. There's nothing in the charter or in any rules which says you can't do what Marcelo Bielsa did. He's just doing his homework. He's not done anything wrong. The second thing, if they don't like the idea of spying, make it a rule. Next year, before the season starts, come out and every year they have the list of rule changes. They can, in those rule changes, they can say that a club is not allowed to go to training. It's not allowed to go to another team's training. Instead, it can attend all the matches they want. You learn more by watching a team play in a match than you do in training anyway. So what difference does it make? But the other thing which annoyed me as well was the lies. Now, Frank Lampard as a player I've always admired. But Frank Lampard as a manager, he's doing my head in now. Not only... So basically there was the floodlight incident where the pitch was still perfectly visible. I'll post a picture of it here. All of the pitch was playable. And this was at Carrow Road. And Norwich had just gone 3-2 up. Floodlight goes out. Everybody's just like, okay, well... nobody even noticed until they looked at the floodlight. Nobody had even noticed the difference. And then the referee goes over to the managers. Daniel Farke goes, yeah, we're fine to carry on. He asked Frank Lampard, he's like, are you okay to carry on? And then he's like, well, I would like the chance to talk to my players. Now, he's admitted there basically that was tactical and not for the safety. The only reason why I think that it should be taken, why they should take the players off, is literally just for the safety. And there was no safety issue there. He's literally just tactically... Basically, they've gotten a free timeout. 20 minutes of timeout, which is stupid. And then, of course, they go on to win the match 4-3. Even though we'd literally just scored as the floodlight went out. Then, obviously with this, Frank Lampard, he says... What is it he says? He says that he was there with pliers, which didn't happen. He said that training was disrupted because the police went onto the training pitch. That never happened. The Derbyshire police have confirmed that they never actually entered the training ground and that it was all dealt with then and there. But how did the club manage to get hold of the information if it was dealt with then and there? That's the That's the bit where people are like, hang on, something's going on here. So according to the Derbyshire police, it was a member of the public that had said that there was someone acting suspicious, which I don't understand how then the clubs managed to get the information that there was somebody there. So I don't know what's going on there, but they've said, what else did he lie about? Basically, he came out with a bunch of lies, and it's not good for Derby. Now, his reputation will be gone now by all the lies. I don't support Frank Lampard, the manager. Frank Lampard, the player, was one of the best players I've ever seen, but Frank Lampard, the manager, needs to get his ideas going, because I think he's panicking. He's realised it's not going to be as easy to win stuff. He's going to have to, fight for it, and I reckon he's panicking. With the floodlights, he was like, well, we're 3-2 down, we need to do something, so he took the players off, even though health and safety, there was no real issue. That was just tactical. And then, obviously, and I think with that as well, I think they need to change the rules so that the referee decides whether the players have to go off or not. Because otherwise, it becomes about tactics, and with stuff like that, where it should be health and safety, I think it needs to become literally about health and safety. If the referee decides it's playable, it's playable. If the referee thinks it isn't, because the referee was happy to play on, and like in other sports, when there's low light, you see them, they bring on the light meters, and they're like, oh, there's enough light, or there's not enough light. And I think it should be the same. What else is there? No, I think that's about it. So yeah, in conclusion, Leeds should not get punished. If they do, that will be ridiculous. They should change the rules for next year if they don't want that happening again. If not, in my opinion, I think Bielsa should be praised for what he's done. The fact that he's actually going out and he's doing his homework and he's making sure that he's leaving no stones unturned. If that was Daniel Farke, I would be very happy with him doing that. Provided, obviously, it's within the rules, which it is within the rules. Yeah, no, that's about it. So, yeah, come back on Wednesday for another video. It's going to be a challenge. And then on Sunday, I don't even know what I'm doing on Sunday yet. But, yeah, until the next video, I will see you then.